The S&P reversing in here.
Usually after price compresses and then, it takes all that liquidity, does it bounce off again afterwards usually?
From the lows?
Or does it depend? Like if it's compressing and then, and then it shoots down, what happens afterwards? Like if it takes everything?
After breaking the, so you would
Like after going to the bottom of that whole thing, pretty much.
Yeah, after filling the range.
Yeah, after filling the range, what does it usually bounce off again? Like upward?
Yeah, it's kind of, that's the moment where price is going to make a decision. In the sense that it's either going to, there's maybe some demand in here that maybe price can respect. If this level actually has already been taken, touched or something like that, there's a higher probability that price may actually break this wall or the extreme of the demand, the extreme of the compression. It may continue down. But in this moment, when price breaks this wall, it's a decision, right? Sometimes what you can see is actually price breaking the wall. And for me, that will mean that price wants to go lower to the next demand. Let's pretend that the next demand is in here, or the next support resistance level is in here. However, it doesn't really needs to happen. What doesn't needs to happen is price kind of breaking, retest and go out, right? Price can actually, after breaking this low, can actually have a deeper retracement, maybe retesting the high where it came from to then drop.
Then going,
right? So kind of if there's going to be some kind of
time to enter a trade in the end.
So there's going to be some kind of gap in between these two levels. In terms of again, in terms of should we expect some kind of the breakout setup, kind of break the low, retest and go down straight away, or should we expect kind of the retest? That goes a little bit with the maybe the momentum that you are seeing in that moment. Maybe price, for example, price had already kind of paused in here for a moment. Now there's maybe bigger momentum to actually go just completely go to the next level. It depends, right? It may depend a little bit, right? That this starts now the new idea. But yes, this is a nice. This is usually what happens. For example, what you could see on euro yen and on euro pound right now, when I mentioned that that was the demand, the key level demand to look for at the lows. That is a compression where the demand zone, where the extreme, the demand in there was still fresh, right? This one, what is euro pound, right? This is basically the beginning of this full compression in here, kind of, right? All compressed, but this demand in here that I just mentioned before, it was still fresh. So it's a good level. On the euro dollar yen, so go ahead, sorry.
No, I'm looking right now at the S&P, like how it's shooting up again. At that 5 minutes.
Yeah, for them, this was the demand in here. And somewhere in here is the demand, right? So kind of what you would like to see as well, like you have the low, right? And somewhere at the low, there's some kind of demand in there. There's a little bit of a shoot to the upside and price retraces, but never reaches this demand. It's kind of this low.
Yeah.
Right. Price, and then the compression starts. Does whatever it needs to do until finally turns, right? Your target, in theory, it's going to be somewhere below this low, which usually is the demand zone. Of course, if you want to be a bit more conservative, just place your target maybe above this, even this high, right? But if you want to look for entries, if I was about to look for entries for long, yes, it would be somewhere in here. As target, if you are looking for targets as a short, maybe I wouldn't mind to look for a target above this side just in case. But yeah, that's what I'll try to do. But then pound yen, pound yen, it's a good example. From here, right? So what we have looking at this level, right? Where is the demand zone, right? The most clear demand in here, right? Where you have this shoot through to the upside.
Yeah.
Price retraced, but this low never really touched this level. Right? And after that, it starts the compression. Anytime goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. There's maybe a little bit of a demand in here. Price goes up, goes down. There's maybe some demand in here. Price goes up, goes down. But all of a sudden, this kind of in the bigger picture, this is 30 minutes. If you actually maybe put on 4 hours, all this looks compressed on the 4-hour time frame until we eventually finally turn. We have a proper break of a wall. If you want, you can try to then wait for the test. Again, kind of, you see, you break the wall. It's not guaranteed that price will just do this. Sometimes it does. There's a high chance that maybe price actually is going to have some kind of retracement towards the high that created the first break. And then, yes, in this case, you could have a massive trade from here all the way. Okay, maybe first target could be this one. Second target, maybe this one. But last target, it will be definitely these walls in there, somewhere in here. With the zone to enter for longs, again, at the base of this at this demand or this demand. Like if you are, let's just look at every demand that was not respected, right? That was left behind. Kind of this one, you can see some reaction. This one, it was the last one, you still see some reaction. Maybe something in here which you can still see reaction. Compressed. Maybe this one, I think this one has been taken, even though price kind of still reacting there. I think I would consider almost taken, and this was the origin, right? The first one, and you have the move.
That would have been a massive trade.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so what you got? My favorite, actually, I don't think I mentioned that one. My favorite actually to be in the scenario where you actually have kind of, let's pretend that we have that high, right? We have the impulse to the upside. This is the demand. Price goes down. It pauses in here. Again, there's space, right? This low never took this low. This demand, price goes up. It may even take another high in here, but then goes down, and it just takes this low for a bit. Right? It just takes this low for a bit, right? Again, it doesn't go there. But this low for me, it's already an indication that price wants to go down in the future. Or from here is you start that you can actually look for an entry in here. On the test of this level, look for an entry for long, because this usually it's actually the beginning of the new cycle to the upside. So we have imagined that we have the lower low is created somewhere in here, and you have that impulse to the upside, the demand, and then when price comes back, there's always this kind of behavior, this small engulf down, just a little bit of taking this low without touching the demand, and price starts. Start goes, and yes, in this case, this is literally my final target. This is literally the target that I'm going to be looking for. It's going to be here. You have it on oil. Where is oil? On the daily, it was, in this case, it would be this low. It's a clear low that you can see kind of without touching the demand. It happened exactly on the euro in the bigger picture. That's why I predicted this low as the low, as the zone that I wanted to see. Because we had this one. Can you see this small thingy?
Yeah.
It went below that low without touching the demand, which is in here. Yeah. Meanwhile, price went up for 20 years, and 20 years later, it came here, right? Whatever, right? But I'm not, of course, I'm not looking this for this such a time frame. But yes, eventually the trend is going to be the same. Eventually, when price goes down, that was the target below this low. Because that's already taking the orders from the other side, and I'm looking for that. You can find it many other ways in there.